다 대신 쇼에 저 셰럽 기념례 전시선반 남기 셰럽 기념례 어제랑 거 쉬이제 전시선반 남기 안에 탑단 셰럽 니가 송주의 돈에 냠len 지고레스 지상 탑단 셰럽 니가 송주의 돈에 냠len 맞아봐 근데 저배선 역고 투고 말인자 탑직부 냠len 지바 마인바 셰럽 니 부직부 냠len 지바 마인바 탑단 셰럽 송주의 돈에 냠len 지바레스 지고레제 어디나 신당 안 주의네야 다 저기 탑시니가 송주의 돈에 안 주의는 냠len 지고라 전시선반 냠len 제바 나신 안 주의도 제고 그래 근데 인장 안 주의나 당보 안에 좀 삼다야다 이제 뭐 주전 수업아 준주 안에 삼다야 이 고미야래 되네 잠니 장주쌤 군에 나지도 냠렌지야다 되네 즉 삼대다 되네 다음에 봐도 비셔럽 계획이 된다라 된디게 남샤라 제바지야다 도 제고래 세정은 어떻게 내들인 쇼게 디고 쉬러.
This morning we looked at how bodhisattvas train in wisdom. And those skilled bodhisattvas, they train in the union of method and wisdom because it's crucial that one trains in the union of method and wisdom, these two together, in order to attain enlightenment. Training only in wisdom or training only in method will not lead to the attainment of enlightenment. Hence, the skilled bodhisattva trains in the union of the two. So for ourselves, we aspire to the bodhisattva paths. We should emulate our role models, emulate the bodhisattvas as well as we can. But we need to start with where we are. So primarily our focus needs to be on cultivating ethical constraint, ethical restraint, and then cultivating ethics in conjunction with the method practices of generosity and patience, joyous perseverance. And as we gain skill in this, we also cultivate love and compassion and bodhicitta. And as our qualities and our skill grow and our merit grows, we then become ready where we can apply ourselves to starting with the cultivation of concentration and wisdom. So this is how we should emulate the bodhisattvas. Now, continuing with the text, we come to the practice about analyzing and abandoning one's own faults. The 31st practice of bodhisattvas. If you don't analyze your own faults, you may look like a Dharma practitioner, but are not likely to act as one. Therefore, scrutinizing carefully your own errors and abandoning them is the practice of bodhisattvas.
Rangi truba rangi madana chebe sugi chemin che CBS da soso rangi no ju yong du mindu sa de soso rangi soso la da chi ku re je re jesan soso rangi da nga ju ge xian le pen ba chi tu yue sia da ngi xian le jin ba dang yue sia da ngi xian le chue xi yue sia da an de ne xian le ya pan do zhu yue sia bi an ne rang di de ne gi chi du ka bla na rang ge sem na lo la ka re yong du 추바 두에 민도 너트 두에 민도 추바스 너트 두에 민도 제바체고래 저로 군노다 되네래야 내가 그래서 내가 연구와 배는 저기 소수게 담년자다 안 되니기 영향이 된다나 안 소수르기 바 직진 못한 거에서 현을 로아제다 되네 안 제다 아니 아주 소수게 담년자 영하다 소소 양랑래야 안된 라야게 된다래야 안에 증이 어증이 최시기에서 니 된다라 삼다 시에바이나 대군어디에 너저 차되거와 지산 최 남바다와 누구 말 지산 되니기 추에 뒤에 민도 제바체 오래 해야다 아니 아직 아주 최시기에서 능이 참되고 검잡기에서는 내가 저기 지게 강변하도 주되네 한 삼로디야 지금 마음비에 삼로 치시디야다 나 참지바 퇴산은 안 디와 바로 디지기래가 디지긴데 지지기서 되니게 삼다 남양 셈 치료바 남양 제다 소수기 뒤인 주비하게 된다라 아니 현기 네버게도 삼다 되바나 셈디 추되요 제가 되니게 용구디 민도 아니 심주체제 소소라랑가 소소라랑라 다시 오래 마디 빼게치 모시보래 제래 지상 소소라랑게 소소라랑 다시마지 소소라라 시우 인삼제제 미균제제야나 나나도 말어 저랑게로와 지상디 소소라랑게 라랑리야 다시 제거데 게치 말래 랑게 추바 랑게 마다나 취비수기 취면지 시베세데 랑게 소소라랑게 라랑라 데니기 군노당 군노가 바차다 남이셈 남양의 쇼르모시 되샤시다 디모 담년다 지딘 취기게 원도 저도 저거 두에 민도서 소소랑 제바 마제바이나 제바 마제바직 제바는 먼저 최 마인비게 자와 아니 남야당 안 담년다다 데니 손라 년가 요래서 그렇다 랑게 추바 랑게 마다나 취비 주기 취민지 시베세데
Look at the first couplet of lines. If you don't analyze your own faults, you may look like a Dharma practitioner, but are not likely to act as one. For ourselves, we've given rise to a wish to be of benefit to others, to live a life of great meaning, and to have a beneficial impact on the lives of others. The starting point is to look at ourselves. We may have the wish to be of benefit to others, but the starting point is to look within ourselves. We need to identify our own limitations. It is our responsibility to firstly identify our own limitations and in dependence on that, strive to eradicate them. Without first identifying our own limitations, we will not be able to eliminate them, and thereby our ability to benefit others will be weak. Moreover, it's through this process of looking within ourselves and getting to know ourselves well, seeing the state of our current, coming to see our current mental state, coming to know our current mental state, we will start to see more clearly our motivation and see how much of our motivation is dominated by an other cherishing a wish, as well as how much of it is dominated by the self-cherishing wish. We need to look out for our desire to be praised by others, a desire to have a good reputation, to be thought well of by others. We need to look within that, and where we express a motivation to benefit others, to see whether that's sincere, whether that's genuine, or whether underlying that is a wish for recognition, a wish for praise and respect from others. So this is very important. So only we can do this. It's our responsibility, and only we can look in our own minds and to identify faults and thereby be able to eradicate them. If one does not do this and do this effectively, then when one engages in Dharma practices, one tries to restrain one's mind, practice ethical restraint, generosity, or even teach the Dharma. To the extent that one has not done this process of coming to analyze one's own motivation well, to that extent, one will be under the influence of a mistaken motivation. And this may be quite hidden from oneself, but it will not necessarily be hidden to others. Then one's activities to benefit others will be pervaded by a wish for self-benefit. And therefore, with this flawed motivation, the beneficial impact on others will be greatly impeded. Moreover, if we retreat into isolation, concentrate on or focus now on developing good qualities through meditation, the commitment now to meditate on what we've been studying, but our mind still is largely a mystery to us. Our mind still remains largely unexplored. We'll find our motivation still pervaded by the self-cherishing attitude, fantasizing about what others are saying about us, fantasizing about, after this period of retreat, what reputation will I have, all the things I'll be able to do, the crowds that will come to my teachings. This, of course, is a faulty motivation. And moreover, one has retreated to isolation so as to be away from distractions. However, due to our limited self-analysis, we remain greatly distracted. We're distracted by our own minds. And therefore, any spiritual progression is greatly limited. So we've entered into a retreat to limit our distractions, but we end up distracting ourselves because we fail to look at ourselves with honesty. So this is really important. We need to, now that we have come to recognize the need to spiritually develop, to transform ourselves, now that we have committed to living a worthwhile and meaningful life, we need to analyze the flaws within us that conflict with achieving our goals, with achieving a life that is in accordance with virtue, a meaningful life. But in order to achieve this, we need to look at ourselves, coming to know our particular weaknesses. To do this, we need to look at our motivation, our underlying intention, with honesty and with clarity.
Deche Gundu Rangi Trubala, Tane Poma, Gyalse Lala Yins. Janju Semba Namgi, and then Yamlin, Jimba Tsurin Soba, Zunjo La Soba, the Shanla, Pemba Duyana, and the Shanle, Digi Duyagi, Dondala, Chale, Yamlin, Ganes, Nama Inaya, the Nigi, and the Jamba, Shijin Tianche, Jan Shijin Tianche, Rangi, and the Shanle, Chicker, Rangi, Kunlong, Degilea, and Jabachata, Kunlong Chuada, the Nigi, and the Chikshanla, Nugu Mendo. And the Tamyanta, Chitin Triggy on the Son to the Song Mendo, then the Kunlong de Can Chag to Sada, and the Chishanla Pemba, Drubi Gabla, and the same Namia to Shogu to Shogu Shanla, and Nugi, the Nigi Shimjuchin, and the Jambata Shishin, Tien, Dos and Kadi, Dos Tianjin, and it's Chika Tamyanta, Chitin Triggy, some not same. Shanla Nubike Jao Lunga Yusum Yokone, Shanla Nube Jawati Sungo Reje, Sungjan, Shanla Pampatuya Dus Nango Reje, and the Kadina Rangi Semlia, Truba Tatina, and Jig, the Shishoga Sheba Nashi, Jimbe Yamla Chidu Kablea, Yajik, Demotruba, Nawa Nashi Rango Winnie Truba, Nawa Nashi, Demotruba, Zinche, Jimbatana, Daddy, Digoma, Demotruba, Demma Maduba Tayukune, Jimbe Yamla Jada, Sudin Yanaja, Dus and Chasa, Dus Kubore, Deneja, Janjusemba Namki, Gidine, Jambata Shishin, Denje, Digi, Twane, and Dushin, and Yamlin and Gore.
Therefore, scrutinizing carefully your own errors and abandoning them is a practice of bodhisattvas. So when a bodhisattva then is engaging in virtuous activities, no matter when or how, whether they're on their own and they're meditating or engaging with others, they always stay very aware of their mental processes. They utilize the great companions of mindfulness and introspection to be always aware of their motivation, guarding it against coming under the influence of any afflicted mind at all. So whether they are engaging in a practice such as generosity, directly helping others, whether it's through teaching or through or offering service or help, or material generosity, they guard themselves, primarily ensuring that their motivation is ethical, that they're guarding their mind against coming under the influence of afflictions such as miserliness. Moreover, skilled bodhisattvas also will engage in their virtuous activities, guarding against believing that phenomena exist in the way that they appear, that they exist truly. And thereby skilled bodhisattvas, whilst engaging in virtuous activities through long habituation to relying or utilizing mindfulness and introspection, will also guard against acting under the influence of grasping at inherent existence. For us, as who aren't that developed, though, we should still guard our motivation, whether we are meditating or we're directly engaging with others, against hoping for reward, hoping for good reputation, hoping for respect from others, but rather to ensure that our motivation is pure and our wish to benefit others is sincere. This is how bodhisattvas practice, and this is the example that we need to follow.
Yeah, dene za janju samba namji dus chine nyamle nango ares. Dene za ngaro zui ne da zo ngaro zui nyamle che di ge che cha go ro janju samba de ge da no thui cha ma ro mi ne. Da dene za janju samba dene na wa zan de le ya pe ta jang zui lab ji le de khar ji wo se ne. Da ngaro zui ne ga re nyamle che ba ne nyamle che bi ka bla kun lo di ne ji ge yang da ba chi kun lo ya bo yong a ji da ne ji ge dam nyan da da cha dang ge won du so ma yin ba ji kunlo ya bo tarbadan tamji kimbe ko ba thoye ge dal kunlo shala phambe simbe kunlo che da denege da jige denege da nga jige gewe jawa lalen tabe kable ine ya ane sem namye no ma shong da di kable ya benga ju jimbe nyamle je ba ne jambe sem jamba jambe sem da dembe thone je ho ya da do sin nga ju ge da ga je le so so rang la jibu de kable ine so so ge samlu na la ya ane jing ngaja 지금 제 차바다 ngaja 되는 샤래 차도게 삼바 기구뒤에 기구면도 삼다 되는게 기구에는 대수파 게마 주바제 삼 가고야다 언두치네 제고야디 게치모 차고래.
As this is how bodhisattvas practice, so too should we. Whatever we do, be aware of our motivation. This is what bodhisattvas do, and we should do the same. When interacting with others or on our own, always guard our motivation, trying to keep it as pure as possible, trying to keep it in accordance with the other cherishing mind, and as free as possible from the influence of the self-cherishing mind. When benefiting others, whether directly or indirectly, try and keep our mind, the purpose of what we are embarking on, the purpose of what we're engaging in, clear for us. We are helping others not for recognition, not for reputation, not for thanks or a smile, but we're doing so to ease their burden of suffering. We're doing so as to create the causes that all beings can achieve liberation from suffering and even enlightenment itself. This is the motivation with which to engage in beneficial deeds. When a bodhisattva engages in any kind of beneficial activity, such as generosity, bodhicitta is the dominant motivation, and we should follow that as an example. This is, of course, the case when directly engaging in beneficial activities for others, but when these beneficial activities are indirect, such as we're meditating alone, watch one's motivation. Likewise, when listening to teachings, watch one's motivation. What one's watching for is the presence and the arisal of afflictions. Watch for the arisal of pride, feeling that you are better than others. Watch for attachment, one's own self-interest. Watch for jealousy, competing with others. And if one notices that these starting to arise, eliminate them. This is a skillful practice of bodhisattvas, and we too need to emulate this. 지기 dimme pembe salmata che an pa jingi ji pa kolya tebe ne ko ngalia ko buchya da an jige so so na ko ngalia tyo nga ra ge dine samtana ti ko no de no cha de gro wa da ya jig pembe to ji shen le tebe kap le ne lui dang nga ge nam ju de ge ya bo chi tyen je ko wa de ji ya ji te ba yin ba le ji nam ju lu nga ge nam ju ya bo ma tyen ba che an ji chi de ge ji zuura xie这边呢，那怕说上了媒体里啊，我这块这的哪里啊绿的啊，那么有这趟的度假休这上上边上面什么就差的，俺的那个可能啊，这什么就控制住这边呢，那怕说的地方啥就过了，就是你那样子让个绿的啊个这边的个怕，那啥这些。안 소소 제주가도 은 90대네 배 기시도 갑래네 나하고네 직장보다 루유고네 90개 돈에 너로 제고래지 그러다 되네 인자 되네 저와
Dini zada tang 저기 지신에 로봇이 응이 로봇 지유에 심지 나게게 제데네 소소라야 안지 나게게다 2밀리아 통중에 레게 냥아요라 기디나 띵나레야 미디네 지유고 나레 90지금에 삼사 연구로 어디서 있는 군어디야 너를 최고래 제가 디네 제나 지금마 디소소소 사다시 제제 디네게 게마주가제 제가데 게치모레스 제가 소소기 rewaja ngaje tebene pajo di kushepche da dine majebene sosona magiwa chada oda ngidi ngi kolgaje na ngale ya chikku si kushepchi min chikchi min dine za da maobana kol jewa min usambege samnoya sam jimbataye samno loyage nyanga yore dine za dinegi nyele na suge duchene samda sabsabche wa kechimurese urda.
And as aspirants to the Bodhisattva path, such as ourselves, engage in an act such as generosity, where we helping others in some way, then we need to be aware of our motivation. Brief, our motivation is to benefit others. This is our motivation, whether it's practicing material generosity or helping them with our skills and our talents, or in whichever way we are helping others. Ensure that our motivation is to benefit them. To the extent that that motivation is lacking, to the extent that it is afflicted, then the quality of our practice of generosity is impeded. The ripening beneficial result is weakened. So we need to guard our mind against any hopes for respect from others, hopes for good reputation, hopes to be liked. Moreover, we also need to guard our speech and our behavior. When helping others, we should ensure that we act in a way that's in accordance with bodhisattvas. We should not act in a way that is unskillful, and therefore likely for the person we are supposedly helping to get angry with us, or for their own afflictions to arise, and thereby they end up creating negative karma. That is not how bodhisattvas would engage with others. Their goal is to ease the burden of suffering of others, and therefore will not act in a way that causes them to, the person they're helping, to become even more afflicted. So therefore guard our speech, guard our behavior when helping others. Don't criticize them, don't belittle them. Don't say, I'm only helping you because you're so lazy, you're so useless. This is not the way bodhisattvas help. Good motivation and expressing oneself in a loving way, compassionate way, build connections with others, benefit others. This is the way bodhisattvas help. So in helping others, guard your mind. Guard your mind in the preparation, when you're planning the act, whilst doing the act, and afterwards too. Guard your mind. Especially, beware of the root affliction of pride, thinking that you are better than others, you're better than the person you're helping, you're better than those who are not helping. Guard yourself from looking down on the person that you're helping. Guard yourself against looking down on others, competing with them, seeing yourself as better than them. Moreover, guard yourself from any hope to receive something in return, hope for reward, hope for karmic fruition. Guard yourself from wanting acknowledgement from others, whether it's directly from the person one's helping or respect from your peers. Guard yourself against any hope of reciprocation. This is important. As aspirant bodhisattvas, we can already practice well like this. Take care of our minds. Our minds are our responsibilities. We'll be able to practice skillfully like this through training ourselves, coming to know ourselves, so looking at our minds and being vigilant. So we can do this, and we should be acting in this way. Now we move to the next practice, which is about abandoning criticism of bodhisattvas. The 32nd practice. If under the influence of the afflictions, I talk about the flaws of other bodhisattvas, I diminish myself alone. Not criticizing the faults of those who have entered the paths of the Mahayana is the practice of bodhisattvas.
Gyalse danda shandagi nyeba lena danyi nyamgyur besi or jizang soso decha tam nyandragi wangi tam nyandra chakpi tam nyandra la chakpi chakwa dang soso gi ngagya dang an shen pasho la magawi kinjine an nyomombe wangi an shen ya an chik kyorangi ndigimendu dene chigido benno choisha be duksharasha kyorangi di chigido asan gyunmangu she gyunju sheba ina an nyomo wangi gyase shandagi sedo da pene janshu senpa ruta da janshu senpa la sopa da janshu mayimba suli ine denegi gyunju je nyeba kyoran nyeba de kyoran nore be dukje kyoran lega dene chiudo kyoran chi singimindu wa dene chido wa sene nyeba mangko sheba ina liangwa ina liangwa dene pa sheba de sigurwa dene sheba ina an dani nyamgyur be sedo sosogi ane yunde gewa dige sosogi da nyomo wangdo songwa za sosogi gewa dige ma nyamdu kure se 개월 총 누가 총도 그래 달바다 탐지 기별고 와 도발에 다 링부샤로 그래서 지상 소수게 개와된 냠도 그래 디마지베 안 미세네 제 오다 미디 그런 녀몽 원에 샬리아 견주진 배 밀리아 견주 깐야 제딩이 지레샤스네 미세되는 시제 소수게 온두수용으로 지상 지세고래다 내내 용구를 해서 그런 녀몽 원게 개세 샨다게 녀발래나 단이 냠규르베스 소소 라랑게 개자 냠그리에스 산지 탈바 탐지 기보고 볼라 타르는 차그레스 소소기 귤라데 미게와 녀몽바 기용으로와
지간 담보다 니파 If under the influence of the afflictions, I talk about the faults of other bodhisattvas, I diminish myself alone. This verse specifically refers to talking about bodhisattvas other than oneself. So us as aspirant bodhisattvas should take this much more broadly and relate it to all others, whether they are bodhisattvas or not. Why we should take it so broadly is as beginners, but also bodhisattvas have to do this too, but especially for us as beginners, we need to still develop familiarity, habituation to watching our mind, being aware of our motivation, being aware of what's motivating our speech and our physical activities. We need to be very careful here. Hence, we should abstain from criticizing others, whether they are bodhisattvas or not. And to do so, we watch our mind. Watch for the arisal of the afflictions, whether attachment or desire for good reputation or our own pride, because it's through these arisal of these afflictions that we end up engaging and talking badly about others. And so this is important. We need to use this as a further training, not to criticize others, not to say, what are you doing? You should know better than this. Criticizing others. Take care of our minds, our behavior, and our speech. Because where we allow our minds to become afflicted, and especially then when we act under the influence of those afflictions, as it says here, we diminish ourselves alone. In other words, we weaken our virtue, we weaken our accumulation of virtue. Moreover, we hinder our spiritual progression, we hinder the attainment of liberation and enlightenment. So we harm ourselves through weakening our virtue and hindering our spiritual progression. Moreover, we diminish ourselves in the eyes of others. When they hear, there he is complaining and criticizing again, the possibility of them having trust or faith in oneself and thereby one being able to be beneficial to guide them, to benefit them, is also diminished. And then lastly, through acting under the influence of the afflictions or not, dealing with them skillfully when they arise, we continue to remain habituated by afflictions. They remain dominant and strong within us. So for all these reasons, we need to guard ourselves, guard our mind, guard our behavior.
Nyamong wonge shanlea gyunjeche dine gyunjeche baina and shanlea konro saje adi konro shanlea konro sa gyunjeche baina benanga zugi gyunjeche so yu di jaju senpa chi baina andele ya nga zo konro saje ni mi tele konro sa mi di pe duksha di chi so gyunjeche baina dadi diba pe ma se diba chimbo sa go rejere diba chimbo sa go dine sa go res bene jaju senpa kono zugi jaju senpa chi jaju senpa chiliya anjik denegi anechik nyabar gyunju chebene diba chimbo sa gores chesa deni za jaju semba digi ndu chene ane chimchu che hago che denegi shenle ya gyunju cheba yina dene jaju semba la gyunju cheba na sangye dan jaju semba la gyunju cheba na bebe nyaba chap chimbo sa yare ndi membege da jaju semba mayimba shandala ane gyunju cheba ine de gyunju diba chagore deni za denegi kembe inza sosogi 개와 냠냠야다 경연 착여 봐서 제주선 반남기 게디네 시한래야 녀밤 도스진의 마셔야다 되네기 돌에 배주 제제 현재라 견주 제하게 송고를 지오르진 지산 cik대라 태바첼라 슈베 강사기 녀바 미마 제세 라리 인신 지산 태바침비가 람 냠내지긴 태바침비가 람 자주심 귤에 끼네 냠내지긴 제주선 바디기기에서 태바첼라 슈베 강사기 녀바 미마 세리 시한리야 견주 면모 도숨요 원기 견주 제제 안에 견주 제야디 야 장수선 발라 견주 제야 지금 디면베 장수선 발라 셴비 심전 술리네 되니기 녀모베 원기 안돌에 녀발래야다 견주 제야다 두스진 지금 말레스 제가 되니기 제야래 봐 그디나 송제 두스진 잘내는 거를 제래
It's our responsibility to watch our minds, guard our minds, ensure that the afflictions, if they arise, we eliminate them, and certainly we don't act under their influence, because it's through the arisal, especially of anger. This is when we all too easily will criticize others, point out the faults in others. We are suffering, we express that suffering to others. Likewise, with pride. Pride arises within us, then we're looking down on others, we're pointing out their faults, believing we are better. Similarly with attachment and other afflictions. These are what lead us to engage in harmful, negative behavior, such as criticizing others. This is not the way that aspirant bodhisattvas should engage. So the verse here makes specific reference to one bodhisattva criticizing another. This is a greatly negative deed, because both the criticizer and the criticized are beings who have committed to strive for enlightenment for the sake of others. They are both beings who are determined to benefit others, to ease the pain and suffering of others. These are beings worthy of praise. Neither should be involved in criticism. So this is a particularly harmful act for a bodhisattva to engage in, criticizing another. But if an ordinary being, such as ourselves, someone who is yet to enter the paths of the Mahayana, if we criticize a bodhisattva, whilst it's not as negative, it's still a greatly negative deed because of the power of the object, the bodhisattva. We need to be very careful then when we criticize others who may be bodhisattvas, who may turn out to be bodhisattvas. But moreover, again, we need to understand this verse more broadly. It doesn't only refer to bodhisattvas criticizing other bodhisattvas, it also refers to ordinary beings such as ourselves criticizing bodhisattvas. Furthermore, it also includes to ordinary beings such as ourselves criticizing other ordinary beings. Because whatever being we criticize, that being is held deep in the heart of the Buddhas and bodhisattvas. They are the object of compassion. They are not worthy of criticism. We should refrain from criticism. We should refrain from acting in such a way that's contrary to the wishes of the Buddhas and bodhisattvas. And it's contrary to the wishes of the Buddhas and bodhisattvas not just because we're criticizing their object of compassion, but because we, who are also their objects of compassion, are harming the development of our virtue. We're creating obstacles to our spiritual progression. So therefore, there's no benefit that comes from criticizing others. There's no benefit that comes from acting under the influence of the afflictions. So this then brings us to the third and fourth line of this verse. Not criticizing the faults of those who have entered the paths of the Mahayana is the practice of bodhisattvas. So hopefully now from my explanation it's clear that this refers not merely to those, or not only to those who have entered the paths of the Mahayana, but no one should criticize others. This is something we need to refrain from doing.
jam ninje pambi semza ninje da ko dinike norsha samje ko dinike ko dibusagre chesam ko dibusana maobana dunga nyong chirpe sagre samje ninje ninji geje ndelya ani jike ko jam ninji ge thone kogi notrudiki pa an gyönsa che ya da ani dinike jiko geshi na jambu che ya da 탑 kege thone 콜리아 마네비 thone ani jik pa 콜리아 lobden jeje ani nyeba dige pa sae ma shingba dige shingwa hawo soya da dendige notrudiki samlo dige pa meba soyagi tabshi denish nangore jerwa chale de nangore 나 전주 선보 그런 나온 편지네 전주 차상 상ye 마연자 노트 연구로와 제가 노트 연구에는 남선 견제 녀모라 아 신규에 삼제 남사 델리안 나게다 안지 견 담년다기 차네 두스 마치바제 아니 90대 대비 토네 아니 야 안지 그로소리 되니게 노트되게 되는 지기도 되네나 안디 두스견 연구를 해야 돼 봐. 세세제제 안디 파파 지지리야 판도주와 연구를 제 전주선바디기 잘해도 쓰는 거래서 그러다.
The advice here for ourselves as very ordinary beings is do not attach importance to the faults of others, because this diminishes our own qualities. But all this being said, then it's another important point to make, is that when a bodhisattva does observe others acting in a flawed way, when they are creating non-virtue, it's not that they ignore it. It's not that they stay silent and don't do anything. Rather, they don't criticize. So this is now a key distinction for a bodhisattva. When they notice someone acting in a way that's non-virtuous, a way that's not skillful, that brings harm, immediately, because of all the training the bodhisattva has gone through, the bodhisattva knows that this being now is acting under the influence of the three poisons. Ignorance, attachment, and anger are leading to this person acting in such a way. This person before them is creating the causes for further suffering. They're suffering now in that their afflictions have ripened, and they're creating the causes so they'll suffer in the future. So immediately love and compassion arises within the bodhisattva. Under the influence of this powerful love and compassion, the wish to benefit naturally arises. And under the influence of love and compassion, with the companion of wisdom, they will act in a way to benefit this being. They will have love and compassion compelling them to help this being. They'll have wisdom enabling them to help this being skillfully, to guide this being away from non-virtue. That is how a bodhisattva responds. That is how a bodhisattva responds. There's no criticism there. There's no afflicted response at all. They respond skillfully, powered by wisdom, love, and compassion. Moreover, when a bodhisattva recognizes another being, including other bodhisattvas, making errors, showing flaws, they know that every being who is yet to arise as a Buddha has not yet perfected all good qualities and eradicated all faults. Therefore, their qualities are not perfect, and their continuum is not free from stain. Therefore, it's not surprising when certainly ordinary beings, but even bodhisattvas, make some error, show some flaw. With this knowledge, criticism again does not arise, because they understand the situation of beings who are not yet Buddhas.
다치 맹아도 디용라 내가도 수름 송와 송위 김전제지 아니스요 코데네 지금인데 백 독자라 샤 코데네 지금 사다 견제자다 네디네 냠는 지금 디지 코 지금은 코노르 기디나 참되고도 지지지 스제냐 견제자다 소속이 연된지 되어서요 받을라 나야지 안샹래 견제자 용고래 아니 디네 매바나 나도 소속이 아저 나차지네 샹래 견제자 뭐리고로 어디네 지나 다 소속이 개와 소데네기 지 소속이 디바사 소소가지 디바사 소면에 소소 개와디 개와 마사와 마제 녀마 개와 사바텔이야 뉴버충을 따야다 안디 식으로 데데니기 아주 균주체사 다 데데니기 유마도 하고 말와 장주선바 이미 하고 말에 미규머레샤 삼제텔라 균주체바 있나 장주선바 진바 있는다 다양한 디바치 뭐 개치 뭐 디바 뱀마세 첨부 사고래 데네 인자 아줄야 데네기 삽삽체고데 개치 뭐 쇼리에체 제사 소수기 균주시 양기 균주 나와 통화 있나야 나 소수게 되는 능기도 돼 있나야 다 소수 추유 원게 능거다 코로나를 교회나 매나섬 되니까 삼체당이디 마음 견주신데 지금 말했어야 돼 인방원에 이바 하고 하나야 어당이 콜리아 곧 견주시신다 콜리아 안세 마기와 자다 코 강아치기 재상이 견진데 지금 말했으면 비 소수 다 류가 녀모 독숨지 원소네 견주지야디 바 지교 말해제 가지고 나데 데니기 잠바다 시신 된제 안냠le 제화데 예침을 차고 대진이를 세바 나신 랑게 셈라 다고래서 랑게 추바 너를 차게 되면 랑게 셈라 다시 제주도 제고래 나야 이제야 데니기 균 첨부 용하다 지금 지당 계를 차상의 느긴 첨부 용백 균로 통배이나 대려 전인제다 오늘 라자 참말 강아 되게스비 잠니지 니지게 삼다제 안 걸려야 지금 탑게기 토네 간데스티 판도를 주무도 안 판도 데네게 괜찮아게 판도 가리 주고나 데네 주토에 주고야 돼 예치 못 차고 그래저래 당한 저희 난 냠면도 난고 제고 고라다
Wanting to enter the paths of the Mahayana, we need to emulate those who have. We need to guard ourselves, guard our minds against criticizing others. You've heard then many times about the great importance of ethical restraint, foundation of all good qualities. And it should be abundantly clear that we're criticizing others. This is contrary to ethical restraint. We are not restraining ourselves from coming under the influence of the afflictions. Criticism is not appropriate. Acting under the influence of the afflictions is not appropriate for someone who aspires to enter the paths of the bodhisattvas. I encourage you here to guard your mind. Don't criticize others saying, why aren't they acting like I do? Why don't they think like I do? Why don't they have my views and opinions? Why aren't they doing this that I do? Why aren't they doing that I do? Here, pride has arisen. We criticize others. This is a mistake. This only serves to accumulate non-virtue in our own continuum. And if we express this to others, we know that this doesn't then turn others towards virtue. It serves for their own afflictions to arise. And they also create non-virtue. And if we do aspire to becoming a Buddha for the sake of others, if we acting in a way that allows non-virtue to arise within us and others, we're impeding our own enlightenment and impeding the enlightenment of others. This is contrary to the goal of bodhisattvas. We end up creating obstacles for ourselves and others. We end up impeding our own spiritual progression and that of others. That is a foolish way to act. That is not a skillful way to act. If we want to become a bodhisattva, we need to emulate them now and start to act skillfully more and more, guarding our mind against the risal of the afflictions. Moreover, when we observe behavior of others and a doubt arises within us, we think that this is faulty, remind ourselves, as was just said, all non-Buddhas have flaws. Their continuum is not stainless, their qualities are not perfected. Moreover, we do too. We are no different. In addition to that, we do not know their motivation. We are just guessing. We do not know their motivation. We do not know their circumstances. We do not know the story behind what they are doing. These we need to take to heart. We need to gain experience of these in our meditation. We see our mind going in a critical direction. Guard our mind from criticizing the objects of compassion of the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. Criticizing others only makes us unhappy. Criticizing others verbally, displaying our criticism, only brings happiness to others, unhappiness to others. There is no benefit from this. Guard our minds. This is what we have to do. Rather, when we see others acting in a faulty way, keep our mind broad and expansive, knowing that our perceptions can be mistaken. But if our perspective is correct, this is a suffering being, creating further causes of suffering, and allow love and compassion to arise within us. This is a suitable response. This is a suitable response. And that's the advice here, how aspirant bodhisattvas should practice this 30-second training.
진다다 침발라 착백이 잡아봉 하세데 난 잡아게나 잡아봉 간스 봉고레 전시선반남게 간스 냠레 나와레세 디고슈야레.
Now we come to the 33rd practice of bodhisattvas, about how they abandon attachment to householders and the households of benefactors and their loved ones.
니구루 왕기 펜준 주율신 퇴섬 공배 자와 냠교라 자시 김나 진다 김남라 자시 김나 진다 김남라 잡아봉하게세 라리인스.
Competing for reward and respect leads to the decline of hearing, reflecting, and meditating. Abandoning attachment to the homes of our families and benefactors is a practice of bodhisattvas.
단연구로 왕기 편준 죄규르신 세대다 다 가르송으로서는 단연구로 소설야 안지게 년구를 주현미 당한저 최바로 지냠는 책임지는 다 지기에서 당한저기 제베님이 년구 주현기다 진다 소설야 직도스로버지가 단연구 해바이나 인디기 안에 미산다질이야 로버치바이나 다 데니기 진다도 소소 차자 오당 할때 콜레 지기도 당아 뉴주 그래스 콜 파테베데 나레테 뉴 차그레 삼제 디기 왕게다 소소리 년고를 차 이시한레 랑기 지기오 마디 미산다기 샨달레 푸디 갑라 디기 샨다 푸야데 세나치 소르나 세나 쇼르체 디 왕게 안에 야나 진다 미텔이야 샨다들이야 견주지야당 안에 지기 야네 큐에디 디기미도 사데 견주제 쯧베자다 데니게 안 용그레스 제가 야나 디기 퍼기 견딜이야 진다디길 봐 오코디니디디디디에서 견주제제 콜이야 안에 마제야기 안에 다에 터시야다 온도시네 쯧베자다 데니게 셈리야 차당 남명 망불리기를 제래
Zangpo. Looking at the first line here, competing for reward and respect. So here, we can think of a situation where we are helping others, perhaps helping others who have shown us kindness, and now we're helping them in return, so people such as benefactors. Again, be aware of one's motivation, because if our motivation is hoping for reward, hoping for respect, wanting to the other person to be ever more pleased with us, to like us ever more, hoping that the other person will reward us in some way, this is a tainted motivation. This is a motivation far from what a bodhisattva should have. Moreover, if together with a companion, with a friend, we are helping someone, we may well have, if we have an afflicted mind, then we may end up feeling a bit of competition with the person with whom we are helping someone else. We have the hope that, I hope I receive something, I receive more than this person. And in this way, we show the attachment that we're feeling, desire to receive greater rewards. We show our competitiveness with others. We show our self-cherishing. Likewise, attachment for that we get praised more than the other, we show our pride. Further faults will come. Again, if we're helping with someone, we argue with the other person, competing with the other person, harmony is lost. So all these kinds of afflicted faults come from not guarding one's motivation, hoping for something in reward, in return.
진다들이네 아다 콜레티기어 말다 코디 야고치기어 말지시 콜 롭장 야고치고 뭐 지시 냠내 야고치고 콜 야제 요 말에서야 지가야 소르다 아니야 파슈 미디레네 결혼기 미 로버지긴들레 큐 제가 제제 안지금 의뢰야 돼 지기도 세야다 되네 쯧베자다 누세베나 안에 소소라나기 뇽몽 두숨게 디도네 남야 먹보차 되네 인사 하는 걸 소르세네 퇴섬 검섬 주비기 개와 제게 롭종을 제야를 뉴그레스 제상 개와 냠유레스 제자 되네자 퇴섬 공비 제와 냠유라스 제자 소소라나기 퇴바제 최需要당 최디기 된다 야내는 삼야 이 된다디 안에 공야리야 퇴섬 공순 제발에 안에 바치지기리 저수 언제 냠루그레스 제자 되네 용고레지래
This is important again. Be aware of our minds, take control of our minds, ensure that we don't come under, have a tainted motivation when helping others, because this can lead to disharmony. Like, as was said, with the companion one is helping with, or even with the benefactor that one is helping, where we can feel that we are not receiving suitable respect or recognition for what we're doing, arguing that what someone else was offered should have come to us, it was rightfully ours. This is not the behavior of a bodhisattva. We need to guard our mind here. In addition to disharmony and negativity arising, through the risal of afflictions, our virtuous endeavors, as we see in the second line, of hearing, reflecting on what we've been hearing, and meditating on that, these too decline. Because it's through the risal of the afflictions that our virtuous activities are weakened. It's important here, as always, guard our minds.
네 파쇼 미디 현다디 명원에다네 당한쪽에 전시산바 이면다 안 똑바냠네 가르여메 안서 하고 말와 지금 먹어반자 그시 전시산바다 되네기 냠네 야본당한 진바이나 안아저기 어디 수수기 진다들이 오컬로고 마치 퀄리티기어 말에 세야제 되네게 콜레야 부여기 뒤에 가송바이나 멤마스기 디버치 뭐 슈사고다 디버치 뭐사고데서 언제다 되네게 되네게 아니 디버치 뭐사 소소 디버치 뭐사바이나 소소 냠는 제알이야 아니 냠는 제야디게 안 또바게야디게 또바게야라 다른 쪽으로 제가 곰 냠는 제알에 발시지기 누구거래서 되네 인장 안 되네 누구요 바인장 다 냥아 되네 친구요래서 되네 요바인장 안 자주선바 남기 가르쳐 오라서네 자시 김나 진다 김남라 차보봉하게서 라레인시데 제가 자주선바 남기 소소기 지기 년예도다 소소게 안 소소로 로바체게 진다 로지다 되네 요바이나 데솔야 지게 소소라게 소소 담냐다 소소게 하들 빼지 현차의 방제 차보 맞게야래 배수치네 냠는 거래지래.
So due to unfulfilled desires disturbing and distracting our mind, our conduct, our way of thinking all deteriorate, leading to disharmony and conflict, whether between ourselves and other practitioners, or ourselves and those we are meant to be helping. So bodhisattvas, moreover, not only guard themselves from this, but they're also aware that around them are other bodhisattvas, greatly skilled in the trainings but they may not be aware that this person is yet so skilled. Right, so I must forget that. I didn't say that so well. Furthermore, when we're engaging in beneficial acts with others, especially alongside someone else, we don't know the qualities in that person's mind. We have no idea whether they are more advanced than us, whether they're even bodhisattvas. We can project, we can guess, but that is all. So if we then encourage the person we're helping, our benefactor, to support me rather than that person, this is gravely negative, because if the benefactor were to support the bodhisattva, they would accrue great stores of virtue. We end up impeding that accumulation of virtue. So therefore, again, guard our mind. Don't criticize others. Don't judge so easily. Because not only do we end up harming ourselves, we easily end up harming others too. So how do bodhisattvas guard themselves in such situations? Well, this then is shown in the third and fourth line of this practice. Abandoning attachment to the homes of our family and benefactors is the practice of bodhisattvas. So abandoning attachment here includes giving up any hope for reward or recognition.
전주 선바디기 도시에 냠는 나와 나시 당한 저기 별랭고에디 개치무차고로 가르스네 당한 저래 되니기 용하기 냥아 열바자 당한 저리 냠는 제고 전주 선바디기 도시 냠는 제반 나신지 양저 제고래 가르스네 당한 저이네 아니 소설야 로바체가 쇼베는 야 데솔야 배 직 차바게 차바게네 아니 데수기 미션달야 로바치디 갑라야 안 소소 세나쇼 세나쇼 안텔야 안직 파셔들 어디디 로바치기요 말해서야다 로바치야 가야로상 안데 페기 미디 안데 데데 퀸 디네 노트치고 고딜레 제 야고요 말세데 디퀸제치야다 두세바나 소소기 소소레 디버샤고로 제상 소소기 짐바탄고 말 미션다기 짐바탄도에 소소기 세나쇼고로 제상 세나고로 세나쇼 인디기 저 가르쳐서 개와치마 소소리아 변조 영향이 안 소소 디 가서 튕긴 주비알이야 규세 마주에 튕긴 영향이 발시지고래 디제사 세나 다 파절에 견제제도 다 세네 온게 샹리아 견제지도 파절 견제지도 디기 아니 디바사고 류마 이유거네 디바사 디비 제부인자 디바 다 제도 아니 세나제 샬라 견제제도 류마게 수림송투가 말에 수림 마송에서 디 류마 수림기 도저 디바차고로 디비 제부 마송게 규래 제사 개와치마 소송 마송게 냥아요 데네상 데니 털이야 저게 데니기 안지게 삽삽시고 예치무차고 셴데기 소소기 로봇치겐지기다 제와 유겐지 셴데 로봇치기나 델리아 가르쳐거스나 오더 뱀마스 야포레스 코론 지직네 로봇칭하래 로봇치고 미코들레시 로봇치 뱀마스 야포라 셈베 제수 이런 거미하담 나 소소라네 뉴바르 쇼베나 데니 술리네 로봇치고도와 셈베게 데니기 동위 셈바 제바이나 다 얘기와 차고 그래 지상 디소 만주 데니기 냠내 제거데 개치 못 차고래
Important for us here too to follow the examples of the bodhisattvas. They guard their minds against the rise of afflictions, ensuring the mind stays virtuous and pure. We too need to do this as well. Guard against the rise of mightiness, attachment, and pride, which can come about too easily in situations such as these. When we're helping others, be sure that we do so free of hope for recognition or reward, because that hope is a mind of mightiness, wanting something for ourselves first and foremost, wanting to hold on to it, to grasp at it. This is an impediment to spiritual progression. This is not in accordance with ethical restraint. Moreover, when attachments such as mightiness, attachments, and afflictions such as mightiness, attachments, and pride ripen, these serve to harm our relationships with others, whether they're with our colleagues, whether they're with a person that we are helping, harms our relationships. This is the function of afflictions. They cause harm. So again, we need to guard our mind against their arisal, against coming under their influence. They cause suffering for us now, they cause suffering for others too, and they hinder our spiritual progression. Where we see benefactors having good relations with others, guard your mind against arisal of jealousy. Guard your mind in this way. Practice ethical restraint. Ethical restraint is a virtuous mind. Jealousy is a non-virtuous mind. Ethical restraint creates causes for liberation. Jealousy does not. Moreover, rejoice in the good relationship between these people. Generate joy in your mind. Generate the aspiration. May that independence on that relationship, may both rapidly progress towards enlightenment. Being aware of the potential here for the desire for fame and reward to arise within oneself. Abandon such afflicted minds. Abandon any hope for worldly benefit. Abandon any clinging to things that actually have no essence. This is a virtuous attitude. This is the way bodhisattvas practice, and we should emulate this example.
당아주 미교부실에 소소라는 게 로고라 치기위네 다 소소라 로고 제거도 야보로와 제사 지디급라 야 미션다지기 델이야 로고 치기네 어데 야 미션다지기 로고 제디 세나 쇼르체 콜리아 로고 제디 세나 쇼르체 어다 델이야 아니 어파 콜리아 디니 로고 치고 말에 결혼 콜리아게 로고 치기위스 결혼 로고 맞이나 콜리아 맞이나 디그리 세하다 아니 콜로로가 지금 결혼이 지금 라마에는 갈제샤베는 네디 콜리아 로고 지고레스 갈제샤는 디그레스야다 근데 용마시바 말와 가서 디네 직된바 나나 용고로와 디네자 디네기 제반의 미션다기 콜로로가 제야디래 아주 세나체 시마주 디안 갈제는 디그레스는 소소가 출래야다 콜치 파 가제 소소렘바네 코살레 답기기 돈을 초과의 차교를 디네 차변에 대서 디버 침보사고래 엔디레 엔디네자 디나신 당하고 지금 최고 부야로시네 컨트롤지 직시에네 부배네 gender를 부배네 더 소소하게 직지로 걸어지 되기에는 미션다게 되진 오다 내게디 컨트롤 로봉이 내 부위에 안 저런 컨트롤 거두 무피나 되기래서다 오다 가슬 나려야 제샤네 내디 부위로 와서 제대 두치 뭐 유체베나 되네 디버치 못사고 되서네 부위의 유디게 다 전주선바당 gender로시 임바나 수 되네게 야 부위의 가동제야다 아니 바 야부야디 소소라는 게 라야리아 수 규섭제베나 베마스 디버치 못사고 대선장 저기 되네기 잡섭제고에 계치 못하고 그래제 안디시 강로 슈바나지 랑기 추바 랑기 마다나 최베수기 최면 제시비 세바나지 제자 랑기 노트디 랑기 삼마다마 디버 간데스타기메 간데스 디버 차기메 저 삼마다마 있나 네 디버치 못사야기 냥아 용고 대선 잡섭제고에 차고 그래제 저기 전주선 반님도 도스냠는 난거래. 그래서 전주선 냠는 데는 나와나지 나와줘이나 데니기 냠는 지고래. 미션다기 때문에 제수 일하지야다. 뱀마서 야보를 해야다. 그런 게 제수 일하지. 그런 게 데니 지도바데 야보를 해 떼어가 다야다. 언두스야 돼. 저기 제바는 시행기 개와 제바들라 랑기 제수 일하 제바나 수남 집어 토구를 해서 개라 제수 일하 저도 나세는 제름시 손바래 제가 시행기 미개와 주변도 갑라 소수기 되니기 tum바다나 될 제수 일하지 마음바나 권하나 되니 고갑라나 니 누버 중나 되니 지기나 선배게 아니 온두치는 삼당고래 되네 소소나 냠는 되는 시고래서 지금 저기 다디 디시에 디가 저기 라렌다야게 냠는 제대 디래 맞아 디 전주선만남게 되는 지구를 해야지 않아도 라르마다나 디고 룸도도 루기로 로와르치마도 아니 펜스가요 말하다 되는데 전주선바디 되는 지구를 않아도 전주선바디 가르쳐서는 동안에 탈바되어 봐다 샘제는데 동안에 껴봐되어 봐 산요고바 토비치도 냠는 되는 지구로 내가 저희네 동안에 탈고 산요고바 토고고래 토고고나 디나신 냠는 제고고래제 내가 저 라렌데 랍질해야지 디레 되는 삼당고래제로
When we see, for example, someone practicing generosity, practicing material generosity to someone who's impoverished. Especially as beginners, we need to guard our mind against any desire or attachment to receive that offering for ourselves rather than the impoverished person. We should be very aware of the potential danger to encourage the practitioner of generosity in this moment to rather give that offering to us, telling them that we're more worthy or we're more needy. This we should guard against, even if this is the case. Because this here tends to be us acting under the influence of the afflictions. These afflictions which can sneak up on us and deceive us so easily. We need to guard ourselves here. Rather, encourage this person engaging in virtue. Rejoice that this benefactor is accumulating stores of virtue. Moreover, rejoice that this impoverished person is receiving support. Rejoice that this impoverished person has created the causes in the past that they now can experience this result, and be joyful for them. Here we are restraining our mind, practicing ethical restraint from miserliness, and we too are accumulating virtue. This is important. And this is particularly relevant for the ordained. This Sangha community is dependent on offerings from others, is dependent on the kindness of benefactors. So the ordained community is to be very aware of their motivation here becoming afflicted, wondering how much was received, whether others received more or less. And when there's not enough for everyone to receive, hoping that they get, this is not appropriate. This is not appropriate. As aspirants to the Bodhisattva paths, all of us, whether ordained or not, need to be aware of our motivation. Rejoice in the good fortune of others, those who are on the receiving end of the kindness of others, those as well as those who are showing kindness to others. Rejoice. Rejoice free of hope to be included in those who receive. Just rejoice in what others are receiving. Rejoice in those who are giving. This is how bodhisattvas practice, because bodhisattvas understand what they need is not offerings, it's not respect, it's not a reputation, it's virtue, it's merit, it's independence on ever-growing stores of merit. They can develop ever greater inner qualities and be of benefit to others. Moreover, through others creating virtue, through others receiving kindness, both benefit. Suffering is alleviated. This is the goal of bodhisattvas, the alleviation of suffering in the world. To express it differently, the alleviation of the afflicted minds in the world. And therefore they make sure no afflictions arise within themselves, and rejoice when others are acting in virtuous ways. So don't leave this or any of the practices as a mere story, something that was said just to entertain oneself, maybe bring a bit of joy to one's mind. These are all advice for us. We should take these to heart, apply them to ourselves, live our life in accordance with all of these trainings.
That is Shasana Deshi Shevana Rangi Chuba Rangi Tahore said the Rangi Samana Kunong Karligu Sibi Kunodiki Samata Javacha and Sosugi Mishalia Puyalia Dustin, other Desolum Primo Devo Mare, Sada Dustin, other Tanganzulia Deshan, Tigri and Anzuro Chigus, and Uyuri, Sosugi, Shanate, Suguricha, Soso Chevana, and Dibachimosagore, Sada. Diso Kunlotiki, and the Yungu Mini, Diso and Sosoranga Jevache, Kedina, Lara Karachevene, Tangazu Kunloya, which do Chagimendo, Java Lady Kabla, Shanlia, Nutrition, Yung de Yungmendo, Sosugi Gavati, Yamyagi, Chag de Chagimendo said, Jevache, the Kitchen said, the Shevana Rangi Truba Rangi, Tawore said, the Kitchen Mochara said, is Chagurwa.
What hopefully has come across very clearly in this presentation, it's imperative we watch our own minds. It's imperative we are aware of our own minds at all times, in particular our motivation. And if we can keep our motivation in accordance with the other cherishing mind, in accordance with that of a bodhisattva, we would never discourage others from engaging in virtue. In fact, we'd only encourage them. Watching our mind, ensuring that it's free from the influence of the afflictions. We all our in this way practicing ethical restraint, and all our interactions with others will be motivated by minds of virtue, freed from afflicted motivation. This is of great importance. Watch one's mind, whatever one is doing. We come to the 34th practice, that of refraining from harsh speech. Crude and abusive talk disturbs the mind of others and undermines the practices of a bodhisattva. Abandoning harsh speech, that which is unpleasant to others, is the practice of bodhisattvas.
지산 현기 셈 투제 현 콘도나야 셈 마기버 서바나 샹리아 강아차로 강아지거와 제유심비 냠는 제디 현기 둥아세야다 샹레 디기 주에게 탑람래 냠는 난거로와 nenza ciksu shebaina shen le dunga zeyada dunga giyada shen semaki ba chabana shen dunga shen khonla ba na shen diba sabar jisa dini yenza ciksu shebaina shen le pengi sabla nebu giru gorba jisa dini yenza ciksu digi shen le nugore shen semaki ba chada shen khonla ya de dini chagore jere.
The outline here we see the translation of harsh speech. So this we can understand in a very broad way. What is meant by harsh speech, or as we have in the first line, crude and abusive talk? It refers to any kind of speech that disturbs the mind of others. So whether the speech is abusive, whether it's rude, whether it's crude, whether it's vulgar, any kind of speech that disturbs the mind of others is to be abandoned. And it's to be abandoned because it's contradictory to a bodhisattva's heartfelt wish to benefit others, and therefore us as aspirants to the Mahayana path, to the paths of the bodhisattva, we need to emulate this illustration and not act in a way that brings pain and suffering to others. The goal of a bodhisattva is to ease the suffering of others, to bring joy into their lives, to turn them towards virtue. Whereas if we talk to others in a crude and abusive way, in a rude and a vulgar, harsh way, this is contrary to the behavior of a bodhisattva.
Dene tsuzu shebane shen sem chubata shen korolawa sem makiwa sheba mase ane rangi tsuzu shede rangi lui ngagi tsurim sung tu go marwa cheza ngagi tsurim musung acharu korwa cheza dene yenza gewesi gi chusu nyamgyurbe side cheza shen la tsuzu sheba inna gewesi janju sem banamgi nyamlen garje worasne shen digi tuya shen gi dunga seyegi nyamle nangore ane cheza rangi ine 류가 예수님 예제 때문에 추름승 거로와 제가 추름승 거로와 근데 인자 직수 셰바이나 예외식이 주스 전주심이 줘발에 봐 냠루 거래 발 가다 차루 거래 제가 되는 인자 직수시나 전주심이 줘바디 가르스네 샬리아 동아 세야다 디유튜브야 추름랑이 추름소야디 내 냠는 거래 제가 직수시에 아니 생이 셈 마키버 셔바이나 생이 동아 게야다 샬리아 코로나 전에 샬리 디바사주야 and so 직수 시대 산 소소의 추림 마소 나게 추림 마소 차용 이제 계속이 줘발에 냠규로 냠구어레스 지산 당한 저기 장수 심비기 줘바디게 봐 냠는 제야려 다른 샤고레서 차고로 와 니바디 계획식이 줘바 냠규로 배세돼
So if one expresses one's afflicted mind in such a way, they're talking in a way that's crude and abusive, this is clearly not acting under the influence of the mind of restraint, the ethical mind of restraint. And therefore, it's contrary to the behavior of a bodhisattva. When one expresses one's own afflictions, oneself is suffering, one creates the causes to suffer further in the future, and therefore creates obstacles to one's spiritual progression and the fulfillment of one's wish to be of meaning and benefit into the lives of others. And thereby, we see in the second line, and undermines the practices of a bodhisattva, because the bodhisattva is harming their own spiritual progression. Moreover, the bodhisattva's heartfelt wish is to ease the pain and suffering of others. But if they were to speak in an abusive manner towards others, this serves only to make others suffer more, in that their afflictions arise. And when the other person's afflictions are arising, they are suffering. And therefore they're creating the causes that will lead to future suffering through that karma being created, and they may respond in a negative way, creating even greater negative karma. So therefore, if a practitioner acts under the influence of their afflictions and speaks in a crude and abusive manner, they're only creating obstacles to their own and others' spiritual progression and achievement of happiness.
ngane tsu masheba nan tsu pang andelia shengi an tsik nyambo be jege tsik yapo geshi beji yapo da da andi mase da lugi namjur dige an jana migawa da shenlia sem makiwa namjur ma tyenba 지사다 류가 유스미 권에 샹라 네비게 자와사 자와기네 마제바데 그디나 류가 유스미 샹라 네비게 자와데 봉고르세 수름숭고르와데 봉고르 대야 나라바도 랑치징게 삼바 봉첸 두치네 안 두차레는 거래 지사 디네자 류가 유스미 자와 가르치네 샹랴 안 거부차야 지나 샹 나와 좋아다 샹 파셜리아 네 류심리아 안 가와 공부야 어 두치는 거래제
So rather, bodhisattva, as we see in the third and fourth line, abandoning harsh speech, that which is unpleasant to others, is the practice of bodhisattvas. Bodhisattva, through their training, has come to see the grave faults of their afflictions and the danger they pose to themselves as well as to others. Moreover, because of the strong development of love and compassion, they do not want to disturb the minds of others. They do not want to engage in activity that others find unpleasant. Motivated by love and compassion, and with a clear recognition of the danger that the afflictions pose to their spiritual progression as well as to the achievement of happiness by others, they abandon any kind of abrasive speech, and rather they're talking in a way which is pleasing to others. And they do so through engaging in the bodhisattva practice of ethical restraint, restraining their minds and thereby restraining their body and their speech. And accompanying this, the primary ethical practice of a bodhisattva is to restrain the self-cherishing mind. This is the primary ethical practice of a bodhisattva, and rather to allow the other cherishing mind to grow and flourish, act under the influence of the other cherishing mind. This is the focus of bodhisattvas, to bring happiness to others, to build connection with others so that they can influence them in a meaningful way. And anything that's contrary to this, such as crude and vulgar speech, is abandoned. This is how bodhisattvas practice, abandoning harsh speech, that which is unpleasant to others.
Shanla Tixu Shada, and the Lunga Yusum Yokonetana, Lunga Yusum Yokone, Shanle Neba, Semakiba Chad, Shan Controlaya, Java de Chasa, Dusine, Sunguri, Sungures, Dene Sunje, and Sungu de Kitchimore, that digits Lapcheliadi, Dirvadanzo.
So for ourselves, we need to guard ourselves from coming under the influence of the afflictions and expressing them. Never respond with viciousness. Not to be even rude to others. That is just the expression of the afflictions. Rather, hold them dear, hold them close, and respond with love and gentleness.
That Yamne Chetan, Deji, Shevana Shin, Danga, Samno Nalaya, and the Chicken Chakpadang, and the Nayadang, Chadodang, the Niki Shan, Nubiki, the Niki Jungu, Mindusambik, and the Shimjuche, Jebacho, that Rangi Sem Truba Rangi Sem Taba said, Yechimuchagor, the Niki, the Niki and the Sosurangi, Shalia, Lunga Yusum Yokon, Yejudomia. And then Sosurang Shanley Pembi Gantupchido Trutuya, and Delia Lalentayadi, Yechimo, Ya Control Chuba Puyachin, Ya Shanley Rocha, and the Membi Lunga Yusum, Nature to Surim Soya La Sobada, and the Nega to Gantu the Chiana. That mission like a Georgia to how Toyo, they Shanlia, Chick Toyo, and Delia Jesu Iraj Bear, Yagures, and Jesu Irajada, and the Negi, Antoine, Sosorana, Mombane, Gene, the Nature to a Chickens and Big, and Jill. On those chairs, Diringi, Dangazuke, Lobsang Dorje, Dangazu, at the some time, the comedy did what?
So has been presented in this teaching. We need to guard our own minds. Our minds are our responsibility. We need to guard them against the arisal of the afflictions. And if they arise, not to let them abide. And if they are, we notice them, apply antidotes. Be wary of attachment in particular, which is so deceptive. Certainly also anger, but also pride, which also is deceptive. As well as the mind of jealousy, competing with others. Guard against their arisal. Eliminate them. And we do so through the crucial practice of ethical restraint, restraining our mind and the resulting physical behavior and speech. In addition to practicing ethical restraint, we also need to guard against the subtle motivation, which is the subtle underlying motivation, which for us is still likely to be the self-cherishing mind. Guard against that, trying to cultivate and come under the influence of the other cherishing mind, where the well-being of others is first and foremost within us. And thirdly, a companion to these is to cultivate the wish to benefit others, directly as well as indirectly. Cultivate this wish to be a person that brings benefit to others, but at the very least doesn't add to their burden or suffering. And wherever we can, eases that burden of suffering, guides them in a direction towards the accumulation of the causes of happiness. And then lastly, where we see others engaging in virtuous acts, continuing to guard our mind, not allowing jealousy or competitiveness or any other affliction to rise. Consciously rejoice in the causes of happiness that this being is accumulating. Rejoice in what they're doing. Likewise, the person who's on the receiving end of beneficial acts, rejoice that they are so, that they are being aided and helped, that they themselves in the past have accumulated the causes to be aided and helped. Rejoice in all the virtue that is being accumulated. These are the practices of bodhisattvas, and for us, as aspirants, these are the examples to emulate. So we'll conclude here for today, and then tomorrow we'll come to the next practices, which explicitly present how to eliminate the afflicted minds. So thank you very much.